I know you're gonna dig this.
And second and two, handoff goes to McCaffrey up the middle, finds
Welcome to the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. You're listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show with your host, Kate Diggs from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the city with the large heart, and Coach Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida. Also co-hosting, we have G-Dub from Austin, Texas, and finally, Murray E. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. These are your hosts, bringing you the ultimate in sports news for the ultimate sports fan. Be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now sit back and prepare to get to another episode of the Just Us Sports Talk Show.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? This is another Monday out here in the wonderful world of Sports Talk Radio. This is Just Us Sports Talk. You got K Dixon, you got my man Mo, and we got Dana, the hater. Dana, you out there, bro?
Sure.
All right. Hey, Mo, you
Mo
missed last
makes it tonight.
Me and Dana had a hot conversation last week, boy. I'm telling you, I got a couple calls. They're like, yo, that show was on fire. That they say the show was on fire last week because we wasn't agreeing on nothing. We was talking about the coach for Texans, I think it was. Was it Texans? I can't remember. But it was
Nico Ryans?
No, it wasn't. Yeah, Steve Wilkes. You're talking about Steve Wilkes, why he shouldn't have been fired and stuff like that. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this is our first weekend month of February. We want to tell you that it's Black History Month in February. And so what we're going to do a little bit is we're going to talk about some Black history, some of the Black athletes that made history. So we're going to start. Dana, do you got yours with you now?
Yeah, I have one done already. Are we gonna do like all four or like one every week?
Is he gonna do Paul Pierce?
We're gonna do one every week. Because it ain't a lot of weeks in the month of February, so we're gonna get them out the way. But if you have one done, you can go after Mo. We're gonna let Mo have the floor right now and talk about his Black history person.
All right, so my Black history person is a guy that's actually close to my heart. He is Arthur Ashe. He is from Richmond, Virginia, born in 1943. The reason he's so close to my heart is my mom actually went to his sister-in-law to get her hair done in South Hill, Virginia. So Arthur Ashe, first of all, was one of the best tennis players ever that most people never talk about. He won 3 Grand Slams. He was a Black player before there were many Black players out there. Most people talk about Althea Gibson. Nobody really talks about Arthur Ashe, about how good he was. He was the first Black man to win Wimbledon, to win the U.S. Open, and also the Australian Open. The biggest part that I think about with Arthur Ashe is, though, he fought racism because he was from the South. Down in Virginia, we still face it. I'm not in Virginia anymore. I'm in Maryland now. Still face it. People look at him, and all they want to remember him is for what happened in the 1980s, where he actually had the blood transfusion, and most people remember him for HIV, because when they think about HIV, he was one of the most prominent athletes outside of Magic Johnson. So because he got AIDS and died of AIDS, where he died from AIDS-based pneumonia. So, but the thing that I think about with Arthur Ashe is he really broke that color barrier when it comes into tennis, because not a lot of Black guys play tennis. I was out on them tennis courts as a kid trying to be Arthur Ashe. I wasn't trying to be Michael Jordan. I was short. I wasn't going to be Michael Jordan. I don't even think Michael Jordan was out at that time period. I was born in the 70s, probably about the same age as Michael Jordan. So I didn't want to be Bill Russell. I didn't see TV in the 60s. I didn't see the Celtics back then. I was a Celtic fan because my dad was a Laker fan. Yeah, I said that, hater. Yeah, I hate you too, Dana. So, But at the same time, the thing that I really love about Arthur Ashe was he was probably the most kind-hearted person that most people say they've ever met. He was a down-to-earth man. He was a family man. He had a daughter. He really didn't talk much about himself. What he did was just really promote the game of tennis and open a lot of different tennis courts around the country for people of color. But most importantly, he also, before he died, he opened up the HIV clinic for people to actually be able to learn more about HIV and learn more about AIDS and exactly how it can help and how it can actually be there and just help people understand more about the virus and how it can happen. Because it's not just through sex. It actually happened to him through a blood transfusion. So hopefully people will take the time to learn more about Black athletes. Arthur Ashe is one of my favorite athletes. I wish I would have been a better tennis player. I wouldn't be here right now. And I definitely wouldn't have had this tooth messed up either because I wouldn't have been playing football. So wish I'd have been better at tennis. That's my Black athlete.
All right. Dana, is you ready? Is you ready, Dana? Dana, is you ready? Dana.
Yes, sir.
Dana, are you okay? Are you okay, Dana?
Are you okay, Dana? You hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
This is the time I have to do what else? I did Tommy Smith, the duo of the brothers who went to the Olympics against racism, apartheid, and just against mistreatment of Black people everywhere. And like he was blackballed for a long time. I think he fought all the way and he was blackballed too. He was blackballed for a long time because he died. So that's my guy. And I'm giving him the black salute, Black History salute. Cause I didn't really write that much because I got caught up at work.
Okay.
But I do feel that we still have a long fight to go, and we shouldn't have to go through. But I'm glad that some of these guys stood up. They didn't worry about what they lost or anything. So I salute this guy and his other guy, his name. But that's it. Stay strong.
Okay. My dude is Shane. I think that's how you pronounce it. Shania Davis. He was started roller skating as a child, then turned speed skating. Was unusually he competed with both short tracks and long track competition. 1999, he made the U.S. speed skating team in both disciplines. Davis also unusually as the first world-class speed skater of African American heritage. The long track, Davis competed at the World Junior Camp Championships in 2000 and between 2000 and 2002, winning the 1500-meter race in 2002. He attempted to make the U.S. Winter Olympic team in 2002 in both disciplines, with his best chance figuring to be the short track. But he failed in that attempt, although there was some controversy in the final qualifying race, the 1000s. Davis won the race, which seemingly qualified him for the team, but it was rumored that the Apollo Anton Honey, who was dominant among the U.S. short trackers, who was friendly with Davis, had thrown the race, allowing Davis to qualify the Olympic team. Eventually, Davis made the team, but withdrew to compete in the World Junior Olympics track championships, track championships. Between 2002 and 2006, Davis concentrated on long track, became one of the best skaters in the world, but continued to compete in the short track, winning a gold medal in 2005 World Championship in the relays. In 2004, Davis was second in the world all-around championship to U.S. skater Chad Hedrick. But Davis then won the title in 2005 and 2006, setting a world record 149.359 in January 2005, going to Toronto Winter Olympics. Hendrick and Davis was considered possibly for gold at every distance from 1,000 to 10,000 meters. Was Davis better at short distance? Davis won the gold medal in the 1,000, the silver in the 1,500. But there was controversy in the team pursuit. When Davis withdrew to concentrate on the individual 1,000 meter race, within him, the U.S. team struggled and placed only sixth. Davis was born and raised. He was born August 13th, 1982, in Chicago, Illinois. Went to the University of Northern Michigan University. Stood 6'2", 190. Speed skater, medals, and so many medals. He had from 2004 to 2019, he had 13 gold medals, 7 bronze, and 8 silvers. He was the first Black African American to win the gold medal in speed skating. I think the easiest part of it, what made it easier for him, was because he was taller and he could get down in that stance. Being 6'2" and get down with the long legs, that gave him the advantage of a speed skater. He eventually retired in 2019, I think it was, and he holds several records. So that's my Black History sports moment with Shane Davis. All right. Moving on, guys. Excuse me. Okay. So look like, is that Lou we got on the line?
Yep.
Okay.
Right here.
All right. So Dana, let's talk about the Pro Bowl real quick. Were you impressed with the Pro Bowl, or is it something that you think they can improve on, or did you like how it went?
Yeah, it was kind of fun. So I was doing some research and everything about the harassment of the 49ers linebacker's wife. So when I got to the conclusion, they should add the spouses to it. And, because the Philadelphia wife was going on. So I said, they go out there and go for 2. Like, just to see, bring your wife right there and let her catch a pass. Like, if they want to go for 2, but it has to be your wife. So that's what I came up with. Okay. But it was fun. It was fun. Like, all the smart guys in the AFC, we see that. So the NFC has to copy the strategy. I like that part of it. And Peyton Manning will be a good coach. He'll be a great coach.
Yo, did you see how upset Peyton Manning got it because they lost? This dude was, he was really upset, man. This dude really hates to lose. So
yeah, he was.
He lost to his brother.
That's good. He is in trouble, but that's good.
Hey, it is what it is.
Eli has rights over Super Bowl. I guess he beat Brady. He also now got the Pro Bowl. He had 2 first.
Yeah. Lou, what is it? Was there anything that you didn't like about the Pro Bowl, and anything that you would like to add to the Pro Bowl game?
The thing is that it's only a pitching team on the playground. Tackled up on the other side because waiting for a paper or anything, but it just was no game at all. To be honest with you, it was very strange.
Yeah.
I get why. It was really weird.
Yeah, I think that going forward, this is what we're going to see going forward. I think they'll probably add more stuff to it. Now they had something on Thursday night too that I didn't. Did y'all guys see what was on Thursday night? There was something they was having. It might have been a quarterback competition, and I think that kind of hurt.
I think that was Friday. It was either Friday or Saturday.
I thought it was Thursday. Friday. Was it Friday night?
I think it was Friday.
Yeah, I think they should have had that. I think they should have. See, Dana didn't even know nothing about it. I didn't know nothing about it. They didn't advertise. To me, they didn't advertise it well enough when it came to that right there. So I think they need to advertise that more. That it was on a Thursday night. I mean, on a Friday night, not Saturday. I thought that overall, I liked everything they did. I like the tic tac toe or tic tac punt or whatever they call that. That was pretty nice. Yeah, that was pretty nice. The only thing I would change, and I was talking to Mo about this, is I think that they should allow the field goal kickers to do an accuracy kick. Like, if you kick the ball 60 yards straight down the middle, you get so many points. If it goes to the left, you get so many points. If it goes to the right, you go so many points. If you miss it, you don't get no points at all. You get negative points. I think that would be nice too. Adding that on to it would be nice. I think that I would love to see them put the 40-yard dash in there.
Hey, I said that.
Yeah. I think that would be great. I'm surprised he didn't have that in there. I really am.
Who didn't he got to mess with Cheetah? They ain't gonna mess with Cheetah.
Well, Micah beat him last year in that 40.
And Jalen Waddle beat him in practice.
Mm-hmm. See?
I don't think he's gonna let that happen. There's people watching.
Well, people was watching when he lost to Micah.
No, I'm talking about on TV. Live TV.
Well, that was TV. It just went live. They recorded it. But I'm just saying. I think that would be a great thing to do. I think that the stuff they did Friday night didn't really. It was cool, but it wasn't cool. I think if they were like to implement the receivers into that and stop using like targets, I think it would be probably better. You know what I'm saying? Like you had to run a pattern, you have to run a pattern to this place, or you got to run a pattern in that place, and then you got to let the ball go within a couple seconds of when you think the wide receiver is going to be there. So overall, I was impressed with it. Again, I felt like they just should be name the guys to the Pro Bowl, give them the awards, give them the money, send them to Hawaii, get a vacation, come on back and relax. That's what I really thought it should have been like that. But I like what they did, and hopefully they'll move on to it. It's definitely gonna be different next year because all the stuff that they're doing, and actually they're going to YouTube television with the game. So there's gonna be a lot of different stuff going on with the NFL going forward. I love to see how they're gonna do the red zone. I love to see how they're gonna do. It was something else they had on DirecTV. Red zone is something else. I can't remember what it was. I know it might be like fantasy something. Yeah, fantasy zone. So I'm really excited to see this thing move forward. But I'm gonna say this though. I don't think DirecTV is out of bit. I think they got outbidded, but I think they're gonna come back stronger a couple years from now and try to outbid YouTube television for the rights for that because they can lose a lot of money. Now I'll tell you what I think was gonna happen though. Is DirecTV is not gonna price it as high as they did because YouTube television, they're saying you can get this for I think it said between $36 and $52 a month for it or something like that. I know it's not that expensive.
That's what it was for DirecTV. That's what it was for DirecTV for 10 months. For 10 months.
Yeah, that's a month. Yeah, for a month, maybe whatever. And DirecTV is too high.
DirecTV just put it all. You can actually break it down if you want to.
Well, I had them break it down, but breaking it down, my TV bill was still high because at the same time I had DirecTV for the NFL packet, then I had the NBA packet. So I was getting double whammy. So I'm glad you guys kind of like
Apollo Group TV, see if they were sponsored. So I can start talking about them. I'm telling you, gotta go to Apollo Group TV.
Okay. I ain't got a problem with that. So I think we all agreed that the Pro Bowl was a I give it A-. I give it A-. Then what grade? Okay, Lou, what grade you give it?
F.
He said an F. Lou wanted to see somebody get tackled.
Yeah.
I imagine Lou. Mo, what you give it?
B plus. I was pleasantly surprised. I was thinking we were gonna be clowning it and talking about how to make it better. It was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
The only thing I would have done is instead of having 3 different games, I would have had one game, maybe have those things in different sports. But I want to see the big guys out there. I want to see them out there running routes and actually pulling flags. That's what I want to see.
That's what I want to see.
All right, guys.
Yeah, no penalties in the game.
So let's move on to the next topic at hand. Man punches high school girl player basketball, police says in Los Angeles, California. On the Los Angeles Times. So let me read this thing to you. It all started with a scuffle during a girls' basketball game last month in Centennial High School in Corona. Players from the opposing team, the Centennial High Huskies and Santiago High School Sharks, tussled for the ball after a foul was called. A few players shoved one another. Then the police said a man jumped out of the stands, ran onto the court, and punched several of the girls. After someone else in the crowd restrained him, he walked to his car in the parking lot, pulled out a handgun, pointed to several students, and threatened to shoot them. Corona police said in a statement, he fled just before the officers arrived. The Corona Police Department on Friday identified the man as Thaddeus Brooks, 39, Paris. Brooks was arrested at home on Thursday on suspicion of making criminal threats, banishing a deadly weapon, being a felon in possession of a firearm, possessing a firearm on school grounds, and child abuse. Booking records show that Brooks is being held at the Robert Presley Detention Center in Riversdale in lieu of $350,000 bail, and that he has a court appearance scheduled for Monday. According to Santa Barbara County Supreme Court records, Brooks has several felonies convictions. He pleaded guilty in 2006 to battery causing serious bodily injury and pleaded guilty in 2009 to making a criminal threat. He also pleaded guilty to multiple drug possession charges over the year. During the search of Brooks' home in Paris on Thursday, authorities found not any firearms, police said in a statement. Corona Police Sergeant Jason Walden said in an email to the Times on Friday that Brooks was related to a player on one of the teams playing in January 24 game at Centennial High School. He said the police department was not naming which team. Walden said the Brooks injured 3 girls ages 16, 17 on the basketball court. While in the parking lot, the suspect pointed his handgun at several more females, students threatened to shoot them. Walden said those girls said they were ages of 13 to 17. Corona Newark unified school district said in a statement Friday the girls' basketball games was in the fourth quarter when the melee began. The incident was extremely upsetting, and we want to make it clear that the CNUSD does not stand for any behavior threatening the safety of students, staff, or community, the district said. The district said it would implement additional safety measures at an indoor athletic event, including increasing law enforcement, staff presence, and metal detectors. No entry will be allowed for people who leave the bags with subject to be searched. Now, I'm gonna say this. If that's my daughter, he's not making it to jail. I'm gonna say that right now. What's going to end up happening, ladies and gentlemen, is that high school sports will have a gate, a fence, a rope, a something around it so people can't get over it or get around it, get under it, whatever the case may be. I don't understand. This guy has to be bipolar to do what he just did. To go out there and punch two girls, first of all, to punch a woman is disrespectful, is hell. Okay. Number 2, to punch teenagers and then wave your gun at 13 through at females 13 through 16. So my question is, he didn't run into no men, and he ain't pointing the gun at no men. He pointed his gun at just women. Come on, man. Something wrong with this guy. Something definitely wrong with that guy, man. I don't understand where sports is coming to. Why are we in this world that people got to act like this when it comes to playing sports? It's just a game. It's just a game, and I don't understand why we don't understand it as fans. At the end of the day, those players don't give two shakes of a lamb's tail about us. If they win or they lose, they take it on the chin and they go to play the next game the next day. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. Unless it's the last game of the season, it stings, right? It really stings to lose the Super Bowl. It really stings to Game 7 of the World Series and lose. It really stings if you play in Game 7 in the NBA Finals and you lose. It stings. It stings. But as a fan, it's okay. You should be okay with it because the player's gonna be okay with it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't understand this guy. And what was his purpose or his intentions for a jump ball? I mean, for it ended up being a jump ball anyway. But that's part of the game of basketball. I had one of my players yesterday or the day before yesterday. Girl was calling her MFers on the basketball court, and she got mad and threw an elbow. So when she came off the basketball court, I said to her, I said, "Yo, you can't do that." Coach Dixon, she was cussing at me. I said, "Tell the ref." I did tell the ref. I said, "The ref didn't do anything." She said, "No." Then she came and said something to me. I said, "Let me go talk to the ref because that could have led to something ugly." You know what I'm saying? Even the dad got involved with the daughter when she acted the way she acted. He came out of the stands and was talking to her, right? But again, we don't know where these young ladies, where these athletes are. And this guy's 39 years old, so he know better. He got to know better, man. I want to get I want to get your take on this right here.
I read that story, but I think you gotta have security, man. It's getting crazy out here over a girls' basketball game. Unless the person, it's still not imagine myself. Even if you there, it's just the outside or anything. I was wondering, like, it is talking about whether he's doing a plan or what. But what triggered him to do that? That's what I want to know. Like, what triggered him to do that? And what is security? And who's protecting these women as they play girls? Like you said, the men, like the fabulous dude. Like you gotta stay on security. Like people gotta pay attention to your surroundings. It's crazy out here. Just like if you just would have open fire, then you would have.
You're right. You're
I mean, you and I don't right away, but this security ain't these men. It's like for women and girls, for everybody, but especially for women and girls.
okay. Lou, what's your thoughts?
What kind of an idiot would do that to a bunch of young girls like that? So what? Actually, a bunch of some kind of some problems to go for a 13-year-old girls. For no reason whatsoever. There's no excuse for that at all. There's not even it's a mentally ill person here. It's uncalled for.
I totally agree with you, Lou. Say that again. It's totally uncalled for.
Yes.
Okay. Mo, you got the floor. What's up?
I'm gonna say in the immortal words of Ghetto Boys, I never seen a man cry till I seen a man die. I'm sorry, there's no way he would have made it out of that gym. If it was my wife, my mother, my sister, there's no way he'd have made it out of that gym. No way. Because you don't do that. And you hit mine and you hit somebody else's too? Nah, you don't get a second chance after you hit a woman. So I have no idea how other men that were there let that go down. I know I ain't trying to be funny or nothing, but when you look at the WNBA games, you don't have many men there. You have mostly women there. So I'm guessing that's why it was mostly women in that crowd and he thought he could get away with it. But that wasn't a man. That was a coward. That was a coward. That's exactly who he was. And one of these days, somebody's going to catch up to him. And I just hope that he makes it into jail because Bubba, Ray, and Earl are going to catch up with him in jail. They're gonna show him what it's like to be a woman.
Dana.
Yes, sir.
So, Kyrie is not a Laker yet, but
I knew you was gonna do me like this.
could he be a Laker come summertime? Dallas said
Yes,
Dallas said
he will be.
we're gonna give you your money. We're gonna give you what you want, baby. I'm gonna give you that Brinks truck. It's coming to you. So we were gonna talk about where he got traded to, but man, yesterday when I did the preview show, as I was doing it, I was getting told that he had already been traded to the Dallas Mavericks. I don't know if I don't know if I put in the chat room about the trade, and I put in another chat room and I said his best fit would be the Dallas Mavericks because they don't have a point guard, and that takes a lot of pressure off of Luka to be a better version of himself. Uh, um, I like them. I like the move. I just hope that he does. I hope he stays there because he's been with Cleveland, Cleveland, the Celtics, New Jersey, now Dallas. And out of all that, he has one title. He's won one title, and he has not been back to the champion. He has not been back to the championship since then. Um, which is crazy because as talented as he is, you would thought that he would have had plenty of opportunities to win more than one title. I don't know if a title is in his future right now. He does give Dallas Mavericks a better chance. I think their odds went up tremendously when they picked him up. The only issue I see with this move that Dallas did was they take a big chance on him not coming back, and I that's the only thing I'm saying. I mean, they gotta. And I'm gonna say this: do you think they made that trade without asking that question about would you sign with us? If they didn't ask that question, why would you make that move? You know. And go ahead, Mo.
Luka is the reason that you make that trade. You show Luka that you are trying everything you can to keep him there because you're trying to surround him with talent. You ain't worried about if he resigns. You show him after you messed up with Jalen Brunson and just let him walk for no reason. You let him know we're going to try and sign Kyrie. We're going to do everything we can to re-sign Kyrie so you have a running mate. We're going to make sure that Christian Wood stays healthy so he's there for you guys too. I'd rather have Christian Wood in Boston, let them have Derek White. But I ain't trying to sell no trades to over here, Mark Cuban. I ain't trying to sell you nothing. But still, you don't want Christian Wood? Boston Celtics will take him. We got 3 point guards. You guys need a defense. Okay, all right. Those two guys you got ain't playing no defense. But still, he needed to show Luka that they were willing to make a big trade to bring in a big name. And there's no bigger name that you're going to get out there that's going to be bigger than Kyrie Irvin, even though he's probably the best and the worst thing that ever could happen to Dallas because you never know which way it's going to go.
I agree with you on that. I really do. But I don't know if I give up what I gave up to get him because I don't know if he's going to stay. If he doesn't stay, I think that even though Dallas is saying, okay, Luka, we tried and he's not staying. So what's next? Who's next? Who will be the next point guard to go to Dallas if he doesn't stay? We know that his ultimate destination was the Los Angeles Lakers, and they won. And I'm gonna say this right now, people. If you're a Laker fan, hold on to your hats. I'm telling you this right now. Hold on, because you know what? Ain't no help coming. Ain't no help. There ain't nobody trying to help the Lakers get better. I'm telling you that right now. You're gonna have to do it the hard way. And they even was willing to give up the 2 first-round draft picks they did have. But again, I don't know if even with Kyrie with that team, if that team is a better team or a better playoff team, do they make it to the conference finals with Kyrie? I want to say no because they still don't have the pieces around them that they would need because they was gonna give even if they give a Westbrook, You know what I'm saying? He coming off the bench. Now, who's going to do with Westbrook coming off the bench? You know, Westbrook is right now, he's probably in the top, I'm going to say top 10 in being the six man a year award, which we might, hopefully we get a chance to talk about that later on. But I didn't see, and I think that because because of LA where he want to go, is that's why they didn't see him there. And only way Kyrie get to LA is he gonna have to not sign with the Dallas Mavericks. And the thing about it is, if he makes the Dallas Mavericks that much better, they get to the Western Conference Finals, or if they get to the finals with Kyrie, how can you not stay there? Because they're gonna build on what they have right now, and you're gonna have other players that want to come there because Kyrie has made the ultimate sacrifice to be a team player with Luka. And the funny thing about it is that they both are ball heavy guys, you know, and I don't know. I want to see how this works for the half court transition. Full court transition, it should be fine, but half court is going to be the question that's going to be asked for one of them to sacrifice what they do. Hopefully, Kyrie is the one that sacrifices and try to be the best pure point guard that he's ever been before. Shoot second and pass first. Point guard for the Dallas Mavericks. I like the move. I hope he stays in Dallas. But I don't think so. I think he really wants to go to LA. And Dana, if he goes to LA and y'all give him what he want, now y'all don't have no more room to get nobody else. It's gonna be street clothes, LeBron a year older, Kyrie Irvin a year older with a bad knee. And then you're gonna sign a bunch of wannabes, has-beens, and want to be theirs, or just want to play, just want to come back and say they played with LeBron James and didn't win nothing type of situation going forward next year with the salary cap. So I'm okay with the move. I wasn't shocked because I said it was between Dallas, Miami, and I think I might have said the Lakers. Well, no, I said Phoenix. I'm sorry, because the Phoenix trade was going to trade him and Chris Paul for each other. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I'm Phoenix and if I'm Chris Paul right now, I'm like, oh, y'all gonna trade me for Kyrie? Oh, really? Oh man, my back hurts. My leg hurt. I stubbed my big toe getting out the shower. I can't play for the next 10, 15 games. Oh no, I need to get it filled. I need to get this thing healed. But my thing is he's a professional, so he understands the game of he knows the game. He understands the game of NBA basketball. You here today, going tomorrow, type of thing. Their needs are not maybe your wants. So I get where Phoenix is going, and I think that would have been a great fit for him with Booker. Man, that's been because I'm gonna tell you why. Him and Booker in the backcourt is almost like Mitchell and what's the name? Shucks. What's it, Gary for Cleveland? Who's in the backcourt with Mitchell?
I know his name. I just can't.
Yeah. So again, I like the move. Let's see where it goes to. Lou, what was your thoughts on this move? Were you okay with it?
Well, I kind of had mixed reactions. I mean, he was a good player for the but by the same time, he wasn't even tag as well as versus moves and first second. Hey, Kyrie goes. I can it's much present the hand. So both ways. Two players, see them just because CD is out and the other Dinwiddie. So I kind of mix. I think they're saying they're moving the excess advantage onto the team. He's done for the past 4 years. So I'm kind of torn, to be honest.
Okay. Hey Mo, who did Dinwiddie get traded for? Was it they traded Dinwiddie
before?
He was with
Dallas. Well, I mean, he was with Dallas from Brooklyn.
Yeah. So what did Brooklyn get back in return for him?
Well, first of all, it was Darius Garland. He's the one who plays in Cleveland.
Okay.
Wow.
Who did they get?
Was it a three-way trade? Were
Was
they
it
in
a
the three-way trade?
Was it for James Harden?
I think it was a three-way trade.
Okay.
But who
I think it was.
who
I
came
think
from
that would
Dallas?
have been.
I can't remember who came from Dallas.
Come on.
Oh,
phone
Steph Curry.
shut,
Wasn't Steph Curry? Wasn't he playing in whatchamacallit? No, he was playing for the 76ers.
Yeah, he got traded to Brooklyn for that he was part of the Ben Simmons James Harden trade.
I'll look it up. I'll figure it out.
I can't remember who it was, but Dana, what's your thoughts on the trade with Kyrie going to Dallas by way of not going to LA? And they said there was supposed to have been a three team trade with Toronto be involved. And then I think the Lakers would have got involved in it as well. So they've been like I know they're trying to get rid of Westbrook, but what's your thoughts on the trade?
Hey, before we go there, K-Dix.
It was
the unicorn.
Wait a minute, Dana. Go ahead, Mo.
He got traded for the unicorn.
Porzingis.
Yeah.
Was Dinwiddie? He was
in Washington. Remember he signed
in Washington.
Oh yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Dana.
You know, I would really like to see him play for the Lakers, but I think to be serious, Luka does need somebody. He needs somebody that's going to help him pull through. I mean, it's hard watching a guy that dominant, like just losing like that in the first round, and everybody stacking in the West. And he's left at the, but now he has Kyrie. But we need to know if Kyrie really want to be there. I know he probably wanted to go to LA, but I hope something hit him in the head and want him to stay in Dallas. I think Luka's pretty good and he needs some help. But it wouldn't have hurt, it wouldn't have hurt my feelings if he would have came to LA.
Okay.
But I'm just happy for Luka. And I hope they work out a deal to keep him there.
Yes.
I hope they can build, with some more stuff around him with those athletes that I was reading about.
I totally agree. I think
build a team around him.
If you can build a team with those two players, I mean they're going to be a dominant force. The only a thing with Kyrie though is his knees is bad. He gets screws put in, screws taken out. Cartilage is bad. Things of that nature. If I'm them, I'm looking at bringing in a veteran point guard behind him. So if he does go down, we still have somebody that can contribute as far as playing better defense than Kyrie does, because Kyrie is like almost at the back end of playing defense. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm watching the Boston Celtics against the Detroit Pistons, and it's Boston 90, the Detroit Pistons 72. The third quarter with like 18 seconds left to go in that quarter. Other NBA news right now going on, scoring wise. Guys, if you didn't realize this, but March will be here and we'll be talking about some baseball. We got the Cavaliers 96, Wizards 72. We got the Clippers 55, the Nets 53. We got the Bulls 48, the Spurs 37. We got the Rockets 20. We got the Kings 31 and the Rockets 24. You got Dallas and Utah coming on at 9. You got Thunder and Warriors coming on at 10. You got the Bucks versus the Trailblazers coming on at 10. That's going to be on NBA TV. So that should be a good game going forward tonight. All right, let's move on, guys. Let's move on. Next up, we have the question I have to you guys is right here. I'm looking at the top 10 incoming college football classes recruiting transfers. LSU has their overall is 362.00. The Tigers blustered the number 6 overall recruiting class for the top transferring class of nation Inbound is first team All Pac-12 linebacker Omar Spratt's Oregon State, in a top corner transfer Deuce Chestnut from Syracuse, and Denver Harris, Texas A&M. LSU biggest recruiting lands its 5-star pass rusher Deshaun Womack. 4 of the top 5 recruits this cycle comes on the defensive side, a unit that ranked just 50th in points per drive allowed in 2022. The mission was clear in recruiting cycle: pull the defensive talent in. Now, LSU is recruited through the portal. All right. They're 1, Oklahoma Sooners 2, Georgia Bulldogs is 3, Miami Hurricane Dana is 4, USC is 5, okay. Alabama is 6, Texas Longhorns is 7, Oregon Ducks are 8, Florida Gators is 9, Ohio State is 10. So out of the schools that we just named, right? LSU has not won a national championship in a minute. Oklahoma Sooners has 1 and 2, has not won one. Hurricanes haven't won one. The Trojans haven't won one. Texas Longhorns haven't won. Ducks haven't won one. Florida haven't won one. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of the top 10 that have not won a national championship. So, guys, is this the right way to go, recruiting through the portal? And can it guarantee you win? Now, I'm going to say this. If you looked at USC last year, USC pretty much their whole team came through the portal. They was 1 or 2 defensive plays away from going to the national championship, in my opinion. And they lost to Utah. I think Utah State in the conference in the Pac-10 title game, which I felt like they still should have been in the top 4, regardless, because they played the schedule and they played who they played. And I think USC's schedule was probably a little bit tougher than Ohio State's, in my opinion. So, but my question to you guys is, LSU has not won a title since Jamar Russell was a quarterback, if I'm not mistaken.
Back up away.
And
LSU?
go ahead.
LSU?
Yeah.
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
I was thinking Joe Burrow went to.
He transferred
Clemson.
from Ohio State.
He transferred from Ohio State to
Who was
LSU.
Lawrence was the quarterback for Clemson. Yeah, okay, you're right. I'm sorry. So we got to eliminate them. Oklahoma Sooners is the team then that, in the top 5 that is recruiting all these players. And I just want to ask you guys, do you think when you recruit all these good players, is it recruiting them to come there, or is it good coaching that wins titles? You look at Alabama, you look at Georgia, and Georgia has won back-to-back titles, which nobody thought they could do going forward. They dominated the game against TCU. I mean, the only time it was close is when they got on the field to kick the ball off. Other than that, it was dominant. So we can see that Georgia coaches, Georgia know how to coach. We know Alabama know how to coach, But do you guys, how do you guys think this will pan out for these? I'm gonna keep this paper too. I'm gonna keep this, so we can go back going forward doing this in September and see where these teams end up at. Because I think that, to me, college coaches are. I don't know if they can be a great recruiter and be a great coach. You may have great recruiting coaches on your team, but you as a head coach, I don't know if you're that great at recruiting. You know what I'm saying? Dana, what's your thoughts that your Miami Hurricanes are in there and y'all haven't won a title since when, Dana? Holler back at us. Tell us how you're feeling, brother.
We haven't won a title since Ohio State got those extra downs and kind of pass interference.
It's always some drama with you, man.
It is. Nobody could touch that team.
You didn't see that there was a fifth player hater back in the days on the Chappelle show? It was Dana.
Analysts. Man, that whole team was for the Pro Bowl. Nobody could stop that team. But anywho, it don't matter where they would have played. Snow, he, nobody. But the refs robbed us. But anywho, I think it all depends on the coach. Because if you're not coaching the players up, it's not going to work. I don't care where they come from and how good they are. But I'm giving Cristobal 2 more years, then he got to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mo, your thoughts?
It's both, but most of the recruiting is done by the assistant coaches, not the head coaches. So the head coaches take the players that they actually get and mold them into the men that they need to win championships with. Just think about that Miami team that had Ed Reed, that had Sean Taylor, that had Ray Lewis, that had, I think The Rock was even on that team. And they had what? They had McGahee, they had Frank Gore, and they also had Clinton Portis at running back at the same time. The team was stacked. So I could have coached that team to a national championship. So, I mean, when you got the recruits, it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier when the rabbit got the gun. Let's just say it that way. So when you got the recruits and you're a good coach, it's a lot easier to win a championship. So, but still coaches mess it up too. So you never know.
Muted again. So, guys, at the beginning of the football season, I went on a rant about how disrespectful the NFL was to my boy Jalen Hurts. And I was going through some files, and I cleaned up my man cave, and I'm gonna take a picture of my man cave. I'm just waiting to get a couple more things done. I'm gonna take some pictures of my man cave so you guys see what my man cave look like. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not my man cave, but my man studio, because I ain't in the cave no more. I'm in the studio. I'll take some pictures, let y'all see how the studio looks, and see how impressed y'all guys are. How much work I did to make this room be what it is today for me, as far as the pictures and everything I got going on. But ESPN, it says Jalen Hurts on a 1-year audition to become the quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles long-term quarterback. The Eagles are reportedly set to use the 2022 NFL season as 1-year audition to see whether Jalen Hurts can firmly establish himself as a franchise quarterback. And I'm going to leave it at that. I ain't going to say no more. But I'm going to say somebody in that organization is eating a lot of crow. I don't know if it got barbecued, fricasseed, fried, deep fried, air fried, smoked, whatever the case may be. Somebody's eating crow. And you know what the funny thing about it is that crow don't taste that good unless you got maybe a bottle of wine, maybe to get rid of the taste. Right. I don't know. I don't know. I've never ate crow before. I've been humbled to the point where I don't eat crow. But if you're Jalen Hurts and you win the Super Bowl, sky is the limit. Sky is gonna be the limit for this kid, man. And when I read that article to myself and I talked about the article, I was really mad about why would they write this article about this kid who took a team last year to the playoffs and didn't, and they had a chance to beat Tampa Bay. Tampa was not that good last year. They had a chance to beat them a couple times in the series in the fourth quarter, and they didn't make the right plays when they should have made the plays where they should have let Jalen run the ball and things, and they didn't do that. And he threw some passes away, and they lost the game, I think, on a fourth down play. But you could see the potential of this kid last year, okay? And now that he's where he's at, all the naysayers that were out there that thought this kid could not ball out, They thought that Tua was the dude coming from Alabama. But my man said, look, I'm going to step aside and let you do your thing. Okay. But I'm going to tell you this right now. I went to Oklahoma. I rode the wave. I rode the wagon, in the desert with the weed tumbling coming by me. So I felt like I was propelled to be the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles. He has a chance to play. He proved himself last year. He gets the team in the playoffs who nobody thought they'd get in the playoffs. They go in as a wild card and lose to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by the skin of their teeth. And now he's at the epitome of where every other where there's other 30 other quarterbacks that want to be where he's at right now. And I hope Jalen Hurts sucks all this in. And when it comes time to get paid, Jalen, if they don't pay you, move on, brother, because they should pay you nice, handsomely.
Right. They should.
Mo, thoughts on the Jalen Hurts situation?
I don't blame Philly at all. That was just something that they said because it needed to be said because they surrounded him with players. They put all their money into defense. They brought in all those defensive guys. They traded for man, I can't even remember his name now. Went to Ole Miss, not played with whatchamacallit. He played with DK. I don't know. I can't think of his name. Number 11 for them from Tennessee. They surrounded him with players. They had already drafted his boy from Alabama, Devontae Smith, the year previous. They surrounded him with players. They gave him everything. They had a running game. They have a great offensive line. It was saying that this is the year to prove it because you got everything you need. You can't say you don't have anything. So that's what I took from that article was that there's no excuse. You have everything. And what he did with it was make it even better than what they expected. I don't think anybody expected the Eagles to be this good. We expected them to be good, but they are great. And then actually sitting out those 2 weeks made them realize how it is driven by Jalen Hurts, though, because I'm sorry, Gardner Minshew did not look like the same guy that led Jacksonville all those games and actually made Jacksonville better. He made whatchamacallit look worse. So if that was the chance an MVP, I give him the MVP over Mahomes because he showed without them, the Eagles are just a regular team. So, but you take Patrick Mahomes off of Kansas City, they aren't a team. So I get it if he wins the MVP. Can't argue with it. But Jalen Hurts elevates them to an amazing team.
Okay. Lou, what's your thoughts on Jalen Hurts and his accomplishments for the Philadelphia Eagles?
Yeah, because I didn't think the Philadelphia Eagles are going to Jalen Hurts up as many as proud. He's worth every season. I'm a fan of the Eagles for him. Be towards the team and as a wonderful and I think maybe he's going to play that he shouldn't be over the homes for the job he's done or the team did their biggest respect ever and I wonder why everybody's taking the Eagles Super Bowl for Kansas City. So I think good in this case.
Okay. Dana, what's your thoughts on the situation with Jalen Hurts overachieving or he's right on target right now? What's your thoughts?
I see you hating on me and Tua again. Every time you yell out Tua, you put me on mute. I don't give a hoot about Jalen Hurts. Blah. Tua still had the better season. He played against the better competition. I mean, your schedule is 32. Oh my God. Tua was doing it with 2 receivers and a decent defense. They put all that emphasis on defense in Philly. And I hope listen. I hope Jalen Hurts gives his money. He did prove everybody wrong because he was on a one and done scenario in Philly. I get that. But I still say Tua accomplished more than he did. I know Jalen Hurts went to the Super Bowl. Tua doesn't get hurt. They probably playing each other in the Super Bowl.
Okay, I mean you got a great point there because I mean Tua was on the road, and I can't knock you for what you just said because I mean Tua made me into a believer, but I still think that Tua should not be playing no more football after this year. If you can't play, if you can't play in the Pro Bowl and they're playing flag football, then that's a problem for me. With that being said, I want to get everybody's take on the score for the game next week. So, Mo, who you got?
Eagles 27 to 21.
Chiefs 21. Lou, who you got?
Chiefs 21.
Chiefs 28. Eagles 21. Dana, what you got?
I have the Chiefs 35-15.
35. You said 35-15.
35-16.
35-16. Chiefs. Whoa. So with that score right there, Chiefs 31, Eagles 16. Is the game gonna when will the game get away from the Eagles? And will it be late in the game or will it be it won't even matter?
It won't even matter.
Okay. I got the Chiefs 27, Eagles 24. Even though I'm a Jalen Hurts fan, I think this is Patrick Mahomes' year. So with that being said, Mo came up with a question about what big time players make big time plays in big time games, and I want to know from you guys who you guys think that's going to be that big time player or players in the Super Bowl. I'm gonna go with Lou first. What player you think is gonna make a play that's gonna be outstanding to cause one team to win or lose?
Big play. I'm gonna go with Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce. Write that down here. Travis. Dana, who you got?
I'm going defense with my favorite cousin Clark. I forgot if it was with Chris or I forgot. But
who you played for?
I'm going with Clark. He plays with the Chiefs. His number was 50. Chris Clark. Yeah.
Okay.
He's going to Frank Clark, I think. Whatever. He's going to hit. He's going to put your head on Jalen Hurts. Turn over the ball. That's going to set control for the Super Bowl. To my 35-16 blowout.
Mo, who you got?
All right, and the guy before was AJ. Was AJ Brown. That's why I couldn't remember the name of.
That's why I couldn't remember the name of.
I'm going with the guy who never should have left New Orleans. C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I got two picks in the game.
C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
Safety for the Eagles.
Cornerback for the Eagles.
Safety. He used to be the nickelback in New Orleans, but they put him in safety. And I think he had like 7 interceptions. Only played like 12 games.
I'm going with the Chiefs O-line because I don't think Mahomes is still 100%. And I think if they can protect him against that good defensive line that the Eagles have, they have a chance. Next up, fellas, we probably not gonna last at 10 o'clock. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this and then we're gonna be done. Let's see here.
Leave our
we do
audience
got a lot of
one more.
audience one more, baby.
We
Keep them riveted.
Keep them riveted.
Yeah. So Lamar Jackson. There's rumors that he could be going somewhere other than staying in Beatmore. And Atlanta Falcons is a team that they're saying could be the destination, Dana. Lou, let me tell you why.
Wow.
Let me tell you why that could be the destination. The Atlanta Hawks. Remember, I was asking you guys. I'm trying to find who had the most picks. In the draft. Come to find out, the Atlanta Hawks have 9 picks. Right? They actually had the most draft picks. They don't have the most draft picks, but they got the most significant draft picks. The Houston Texans have 11, but we know he ain't going to Houston because even if he go to Houston, they don't make them better than any team in the division. I'm sorry, it ain't going to happen. He don't have the weapons around him. So check this out. Atlanta has the number 1, which is 8th overall, number 2, 45th, number 3, 76, and they have 2 4th-round draft picks. One at 110 and one at 113. So if you give them a quarterback and you get them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you get them 5 draft picks, or let's say you give them 3 draft picks right now and give them 3 more coming up in the next year after this. I think that should suffice the move for him going to the Atlanta Falcons. Now I'm gonna say this: I think if he goes to Atlanta, there's gonna be some players from Baltimore that's gonna follow him because their players in Baltimore don't want him to leave. They want him to stay, but we know they're not giving him that type of money that he wants. And Robert Williams, you see that? Dude pushed him in his back. They ain't call that. Now he's limping. But again, what is Baltimore going to do? They said they're not going to pay him. They're not going to give him the money he wants. Okay. And how do you do this? You can franchise him, but if the Atlanta Falcons come back and say, these are draft picks and we're going to give you and some future draft picks, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, you're going to be looking for a quarterback. So you got the number 8 spot, but you could probably flip that and get down to the 1 or 4. You get one between 1 and 4. If you flip that, so you can get one of the quarterbacks that's coming out of college, because Baltimore's never going to a pocket passing quarterback ever again. You would probably never see another Trent Dilfer or Flacco on that team. They're going to look for quarterback option runs like they have right now in Huntley and Jamar Jackson. Do you guys think there was any other team out there that has those draft picks other than Atlanta out there? And they have, like I said, Atlanta has a lot of draft picks out there. But they got 2 number 4s. They got 2 number 4s out there that can definitely give them what they want. Mo, what do you see out there other than them?
They want the right-handed Michael. That's all it is. They want to bring Michael Vick back to Atlanta because that was the best time for the franchise, even though they didn't win anything. Even better than 28-3 because Matt Ryan messed it up for Atlanta, then messed it up for Indianapolis too. He lost 2 of the worst games ever in the Super Bowl and then the regular season. I feel sorry for Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan is not that bad of a quarterback, but Lamar Jackson fits there because they built a whole team around Michael Vick. They want to do it again with Lamar Jackson. So the only other team that makes more sense is Miami. They got a quarterback to trade. Nothing against Tua, but Lamar Jackson is a lot healthier than Tua. And with that team that they already got, that would be the best weapons that Lamar Jackson has ever had. And he already won an MVP already. So you put Lamar Jackson on there, you put Tua in Baltimore because he says he's not going to re-sign. good trade for both teams. It could actually be Miami is actually a better fit though, because they are ready.
Oh,
They are ready for a quarterback.
They are ready for a quarterback.
So if you look at Miami right now, they have the second pick overall, which is 51st. They have 2 3s, they have a 6, and they have a 7. Now they'll probably get some compensatory picks, but they're gonna probably be more around the 4th, 5th time frame. That if they get 2 or 3 or more, they're gonna be right between 4 and between 4 and 6 compensatory picks. So I don't know if Miami can afford that. And I mean they could trade Tua if they wanted to, but you bring Tua in with concussion issues. Now the only thing that's gonna save them in Baltimore is because it's their run first team. So they're not looking for him to throw the ball, but you eventually you're gonna have to throw the ball at some point in time as a team. So I don't agree with the Miami situation, Mo. I get your point. Dana, talk to me. Where you think he's gonna go, Dana?
I think he's staying in Baltimore.
So you think they're gonna franchise him and that's gonna be it?
Yeah, they're gonna franchise him.
So okay, so let me ask you a question. If they franchise him again this year, actually they can franchise for 3 more years. Do you think he stays after this year?
Yeah. No, not after. If they franchise him this year, he leaves the next year, definitely.
Yeah, because they're saying anything shorter than a Super Bowl for the Miami Dolphins, I mean for the Baltimore Ravens, they're not giving him that they're not giving him Deshaun Watson money. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, that was probably the smartest move the Browns ever done is gave Deshaun all that money because they knew that Baltimore was not giving that type of money to Lamar Jackson, who won the MVP at 19 years old. I really don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep him around, but you don't want to pay him. Lou, is any other team out there you think that Lamar Jackson can maybe play for or play with?
No, I think it's to tag him. I have to agree with here.
Okay.
I think they were trying to do it tag him.
Okay. One more thing and then we out of here. Why is Arizona Cardinals still coachless? When you looked at all the teams out there that needed a coach, why do you think the Arizona Cardinals don't have a coach right now? To me, aren't they the most attractive team out there? Denver is cold. 1 minute, snowing the next minute. You got Russell Wilson who's long in the tooth. Arizona, you play in the dome, nice weather all year round. You get to play the Rams in the dome. You get to play Seattle. You get to play 49ers, which is decent weather. So you got 8 games with them. Okay. With the weather being decent, then you got your other 9 games somewhere else. But for the most part, you're gonna live in nice weather. You got a pretty decent defense. You got DeAndre Hopkins who wants to leave, but if you give him a good coach, he may say, "I don't want to go. I don't want to leave. I want to stay." You know. So right now, Arizona is in a hurt locker as far as who gonna be the next quarterback for that team. And Mo, who you see stepping up? Because I think did Brian Flores take the defensive coordinator job in Minnesota?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's going there. So
They
called in a couple of guys for second round. I have no idea what they're doing.
I have no idea what they're doing. I wouldn't want to coach a 5'8" quarterback. I'm sorry.
Especially but you know what though, you can go in and say, look, we can get another quarterback out here. We can get another quarterback.
Not all the money they paid.
Not all the money they paid him last year.
Well, I get your point. I'm asking them to take a pay cut. If you don't take a pay cut, then we're gonna trade you.
They ain't trading him.
I know they're not trading him, but the thing about it, depending on who the coach is, you know, and you got Dan Quinn's no longer available, Aaron Glenn, which is surprise, is on the list. Van Joseph's on the list.
I'm just gonna say
Brian
this.
Callahan.
I'm just gonna say this.
DeAndre Hopkins played with 100 quarterbacks in the Texans and never complained about any of it. And now he goes to Arizona and wants to be traded.
Yeah, you got a point there.
He played with 100 quarterbacks. He said in the interview, I can't even remember all their names. All the quarterbacks I played with.
Okay. I get your point. I get your point. So maybe we can go. Maybe we can do this because I'm gonna get. Yeah, let's get to this right now because it'll be the when's the All-Star game? Next All-Star game is 2 weeks.
Right here.
Okay, so we can leave the All-Star game alone because we'll be doing this next Monday again. All right. So guys, I appreciate y'all guys hanging in with me, man, and hopefully no more late night shows because basketball season over with. My season's over with, so that means I can concentrate more on our basketball team, the Boston Celtics, who just won 111-99.
You're not gonna tell everybody what your last score was?
No, I'm going to tell you about who my score is. Let me say this to you guys.
Okay, Dick's about to get fired, y'all.
The young ladies that I coach never played organized basketball before in their life. Okay. We 7th graders, we only played 3 games all year long, but they played a total of 8 games with the 8th graders. The team that we lost to tonight, we lost to them the first time. It was 34-6. Tonight we lost them 27-0. We still have.
Say that again. How many points y'all scored?
27-0. I don't even want to say 0. I just say nothing. But it's a work in progress with the young ladies, man. I'm getting them to understand how to dribble the ball. I got to get them to understand how to dribble with the other hand, with the left hand, the right hand. Got to get them to understand how to anticipate the pass and things of that nature. So, I didn't know coaching this year. I did teaching, and I'm gonna say to you, this is what I did. This last game, at least I had some timeouts this last game. The game before that, I ain't had no more timeouts by halftime because I kept calling timeouts so I could teach them some plays during the game so that they could adjust to it. But I love the girls, man. I love them. You know, they gave me a basketball. They gave me a basketball and they gave me a card. I can't even find the card. It was in my car. I don't know what happened to the card. I'm gonna find the card. So I'm gonna post it on Facebook so people can see how good a coach they think I am. They gave me a basketball to sign all the names on. I'm put it in a little case and keep that, for me, everything. But I appreciate all of them. I appreciate every last one of them young ladies. And I'm telling you right now, boys, when that light turns on for them, they're gonna be ready.
Yeah,
they're gonna be ready.
And K Dix, only reason I'm giving you a hard time is I was 13 and I had my first coaching gig coaching 11-year-olds. I went 0-5. I never won a game as a coach. So I'll never give you a hard time. I'm just myself. I was terrible.
It's all good, bro. It's all good. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, make sure you guys check us out. I didn't even put the my banner up today. I'm put up it now. Make sure you guys subscribe for us on YouTube. YouTube In the Zone Sports Talk Radio. Go to YouTube and like us on there. Then also make sure you stream us on Try 99 television station by way of any smart device in 2023. We're coming at you live and in color on television. Check us out, guys. It's only $4.95 a month to watch us on live television. You spend more of that at the corner store getting a bag of chips and a soda. So at least we're not making you gain weight. We're just giving you some knowledge. We give you some knowledge.
They gotta eat away all the hate.
Dana's in a good mood tonight, I think. So we're gonna just let Dana relax tonight. Oh my Lord, have mercy. My man Dana the hater Let me see if he got something to say before we get out of here. Dana, you good, bro?
I'm sorry.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, man. That's not me snoring. I'm breathing. I'm having trouble.
Hey, is that what it's called there?
Yeah, I'm not snoring.
Okay, all right. You know,
I've been up the whole show.
hey Dana, you know somebody just got fired.
I'm not trying to do. I'm not trying to do something like somebody else.
Yeah, you know somebody just got fired. Somebody got fired for doing some crazy stuff on the show. So I don't know. I just don't know. But anyway, my man Dana's working.
I've been up the whole show.
Dana's working on his own
You've been
show.
using me all night. I couldn't finish.
Dana's working on his own show real soon coming up. Sister Soldier still coming up. I believe that I gotta talk with Al because I think Al and them guys are ready now to do the show. Again, if you're interested in doing sports talk radio with us, hit us up on Facebook, inboxes. Let us know that you'll be interested in. What we're gonna do, we're gonna start you off on Facebook first, and then we're gonna bring you on to the network. Trial and error, how we do things, because everything ain't for everybody, as my grandfather-in-law would always say. But again, we want to thank you guys for hanging out with us again. This is Black History Month. Think of something.
Great, Kel.
Huh?
With the basketball season.
What'd you say?
I said congrats on your basketball season.
Yeah,
you were patient with those young ladies,
yes,
man. That's what they appreciate.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you right now, I was teaching, not coaching. There's not a game that I coach. I was teaching like I was just like a fat man in a sauna, baby. I was sweating all the time, but I was teaching. I keep trying, and I tell them, I was like, yo, ain't y'all having fun? Just like Coach Dixon. We ain't scoring no points today. I said, but didn't you have fun? Didn't you have fun? I said to him, I said, you learn how to box out. I taught him how to do backdoor on the foul line. I taught him how to run a 3-2 trap. I taught him a whole lot of stuff that they can take forward, because I'm gonna say this to you. I do basketball on Sundays with the 3rd to 6th graders. I got some 6th graders coming up to the 7th grade team. Whew. Oh my Lord. That's all I can say. That's all I got. I can't wait. I cannot wait. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna let you
know what we gotta talk about next week?
What's that?
The scandal with the men's and women's basketball.
The ball they play with, or
the ball itself? That was crazy.
Oh, you gotta put that in the chat room, because I saw you put it in there, but you didn't put no thoughts onto it, so I wouldn't know what you're talking about. So yeah, we can do that next week. Yeah. See, that's what you're supposed to do, Dana. You're supposed to put that, you're supposed to put that chat, put the information in.
All right.
We're not mind readers. We're not. Mo, what do you put in the chat room? Mo, what do you put in the chat room? He said WNBA and men's basketball. I'm like, okay. I'm thinking something else.
No, he said the size of the basketball.
He said the size of the basketball. Yeah, he did say the size of the basketball, but I was waiting for him to say something else. But
man, he a hater. So
we don't really pay attention.
Okay.
Hey man, I'm trying to be nice.
All right, guys, I'm gonna let y'all go.
Right.
Hey man, y'all be safe. Have a good night. Again, this is Black History Month. We're coming to you with some Black history. Okay. And I'm gonna say this to you guys. Today was my last day coaching basketball, so I will be off working time to post some more Black history on the page, so you guys can just get some, so we can enlighten you and we can enlighten you and educate you on how much Black history involved in sports. And also, I was thinking, like, you have Native American month, you have Japanese month, you have Chinese month, and I'm going to look into some of those things too, because I mean, there are people that listen to the show that are Puerto Rican, that's Spanish. We got people that's Chinese or Japanese that listen. So we're going to try to indulge them as well, because we want them to know that we know how they did sports within the United States, or wherever they did sports at, wherever they made history at. We're going to keep it balanced like that, because the United States of America is a melting pot, even though it's held up by the African Americans who came and built this thing and didn't get no credit for it. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have a good night. God bless and be safe. Oh, before I go on, I gotta give a shout out to my cousin, Anthony Spinner. down in Charlotte, North Carolina. He has getting some kidney stones removed and some other things going on with him. So I want you guys to send out prayers to my cuz. Pray for him, make sure that he recovers really well from whatever he goes through. And like I told him, I said, I got you in the prayer group. And I told him I was gonna give him a shout out anyway. So cuz, be safe. We got you. We got you. I might be coming down to Charlotte to see you because we might be doing a winter meeting for the Fantasy Football League in Charlotte. So I might come and holler at you too, brother, cousin. All right, bro. Y'all be safe. Everybody take care. Have a good night. God bless.
Thank you for listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show. You have been entertained in the sports world by K-Diggs from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, with a large heart, Dana's a hated Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida, from Austin, Texas, and Marvin Baskerville, and Marvin Baskerville from Baltimore, Maryland. We throw stones, and we do it in glass house. Make big time players, make big time plays, and big time games. Stay ready. You have been listening to an In-The-Zone Sports Talk Radio production. You can hear us again on Star107fm.com on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to download the Try99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In-The-Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support.